Hey guys, and welcome to TezMania TV. Today's video is going to be my septum piercing update. Almost exactly 6 weeks ago, I got my septum pierced. I believe it was January 9th or something like that. I got it as a birthday present for myself, and if you haven't seen it already, I did publish a video right after having it done, talking about the experience of getting it done, giving you guys a little bit of a backstory and stuff like that. So if you haven't already seen that video, I suggest you go see that one first, because I'm not going to be talking about getting the piercing done in this video. Today we're going to be focusing on the healing process. As I did explain in the first video, I'm one of those people who never really considered a septum piercing because I have all year round allergies, and sometimes my nose is just constantly running, and I just didn't think that I'd be able to have a septum because I thought it wouldn't be able to heal at all. I used to have a nostril piercing years ago, and that never healed. I got keloids on it, and it was really gross and horrible and awful, but I did some research and kind of decided that I wanted to give it a go with the septum, and I did, and it's worked out completely fine. It's better than fine, actually. Like I said in the first video, getting it done was nowhere near as horrible as I thought it was going to be. I kind of want to say it was a walk in the park. It did sting a little bit when he put the jewelry in, but getting the actual piercing and like all of the healing process, it's been awesome. It's been one of my best experiences ever. And this always differs from person to person, so just because I had a good experience with the healing and everything like that doesn't mean that it's going to be awesome for everybody. Just take that into consideration whenever you get a piercing. But yeah, for me it was kind of a breeze, actually. It takes about 6 to 8 weeks for a septum piercing to completely heal, and what that means is not that it takes that long for it to stop hurting or anything like that. It just means that you should wait until it's completely healed before you start changing the jewelry, before you start like touching it and like yeah. But mine was basically healed after 2 weeks, and after the first, I want to say like 3 or 4 days, it wasn't even tender. The first couple of days, just like touching the nose was a little bit sore, not too bad at all, but like a little bit. But now I can like hold my nose like a normal person, like poke it around, touch the jewelry, like, yeah, it's completely fine. I've even switched to a different jewelry. It's a little bit crooked right now, but that's what happens. So I switched to a black horseshoe ring yesterday, actually. So that was my first time trying on a different kind of jewelry, and for each piercing, like every time you do the first switch into a new piece of jewelry, you're always a little bit nervous because you don't know what it's going to feel like, especially if you're getting something first that you haven't done before, and I've obviously not had my septum done before, so I was nervous that it was going to hurt and stuff, but it was completely fine. So I thought I'd talk you through how I've kept it clean and how I've treated it during the healing period. Like I said, I have allergies pretty much all year round, and my nose is, some days is like a fucking faucet. It'll just drip all day long, and I thought it was going to be really, really tricky with the septum. But the thing is, number one, like, it's gross to talk about snot like this, but number one, when snot is running out of your nose, it kind of runs in the lower parts of your nose, and my septum is placed pretty like far out or high up or whatever you want to say, so the snot doesn't really run down the jewelry as much as I was expecting it to do. It's made it a lot easier to keep it clean, and I haven't had to wipe it off like insanely much. For the first couple of days, the process of keeping it clean was a little bit unpleasant because it was a little bit tender, but it was not bad at all. And I did the lazy thing. Instead of mixing my own saline solution, I got myself one of these from Calm, where I go to get stuff pierced. It's one of the best piercing studios in Stockholm. This is called H2 Ocean, and this is a saline solution spray. Purified ocean salt water piercing aftercare spray for body and oral piercings. So this is specifically designed for piercings, okay? You always need saline solution to keep your piercings clean, and saline solution doesn't last very long. I think you can keep it, like make your own blend and then keep it for 2 days before it gets old and you have to make a new batch. So this is perfect because since it's in an aerosol bottle, it's locked airtight, so you can just keep this for the next time you get pierced and still use it, and it'll be fresh and sterile. So it's perfect that way. Just kind of spray a little bit I mean, it's salt water, so, and you don't need to spray a lot at all. I just did like a little spray on each side, up the nostril, after waking up, and then right before going to bed at night. And also, Q-tips are your friends, people, because when your piercing is healing, you get this wound fluid, like natural fluids from your body that want to create a crust on your piercing, and that's going to be for the first period of the healing. And you need to clean this off. If you accidentally move your piercing while you have a little crusty thing on it, and that thing goes into your wound, it's going to hurt like a motherfucker. It's going to sting really bad. And again, you're not supposed to move your piercing jewelry while it's healing at all, so you really shouldn't have problems with this, but sometimes you kind of just accidentally touch stuff, or in your sleep or whatever, or when you're cleaning it, you accidentally make it move. So it happens, but just try to not move it too much and you should be fine. I experienced this once during my entire healing period, so it wasn't that bad, but yeah, when it happened, it was like, ooh, that stings. So Q-tips, they are your friend, and for the saline solution, you just spray. But what I did was I took one of these guys and I soaked it in like lukewarm water, and then just kind of went around the edge of the jewelry like this on both sides. And then after having done that, that would remove like all the crusty pieces. And after that, I would just spray a little bit on each side, not much at all, and then just leave it. That's all I did, 2 times a day, morning and night. That's all I did. And I didn't have to do anything else, and it was great. And the weeks just went by fast, and I went in back into the studio after 4 weeks, and they just said, yeah, it's healed. Awesome, good on you. You're okay to change the jewelry now. But I still waited a couple of more weeks just to be on the safe side. And then yesterday I switched the jewelry to this black horseshoe ring. And I got a bunch of jewelry from Crazy Factory for the septum, and I'm going to show you that in the collective haul for this month if you want to see what I got. So I can't wait to try all of this stuff out, but right now I'm kind of happy we're just rocking the black. So I decided for the healing jewelry, like the jewelry that I've been wearing up to this point before switching to this one, I decided to go on an eternity ring, like a completely shut ring, very tiny, and I love the look of that. It looks good, and it worked great as a healing jewelry, except for on one point, and that is, it is an eternity ring, yes, but it has to open somehow, right? Because otherwise you're not going to get it out. So which means there's a hinge where you open it, and that little thing is just enough to annoy the hole, like your piercing hole. So whenever I moved that so that the little hinge thing accidentally went into the hole, it would really hurt. I didn't do that a lot of times. Maybe it happened like 2 or 3 times or something like that. But when it happened, it wasn't comfortable at all. That's kind of the down point to wearing that kind of jewelry, because that's not going to happen with this thing, because there's nothing for this to get stuck on. So when I was switching to this jewelry, I was a little bit nervous that I wouldn't be able to like get it out so that I can open it, and that I wouldn't be able to fit this through without it hurting, but it was no problem at all. So a couple of things that I did for the first 1 or 2 weeks was running water into my nose as well. So I would sort of lean in, if this is the top, I would sort of lean in under it, and then like snort water. It sounds really gross. It's kind of like when you're underwater and you accidentally breathe it in, then you kind of start coughing and stuff. But it wasn't that bad, and it's a great way to clean it, because you can go, so sort of breathe in and out, but with the water flowing through, if that makes sense, that helped to clean it out a lot. Especially for the days when I did have pretty runny snot, that kind of became my method for blowing my nose for the first couple of days at least, when my nose was too sensitive for me to even go near it with tissue paper. So that's how I would blow my nose at first, but now it's like, it's no problem at all. It's just like my nose was before, except it has a bit of bling bling on it now. But yeah, I was worried that it would be a problem for this to heal, because I know it was an issue with the nostril piercing. But one of my followers, I'm not going to name any names, because this person decided to tell me in a private message instead of just sharing it with everybody. This person told me that like in some cultures, people actually put snot on their wounds because it's clean. Like it helps get rid of bacteria and stuff. And it kind of makes sense, because yeah, there's been some snot on this sucker. I'm not gonna lie, like, it's in my nose and I have problems with allergies, so there's been some stuff on there. Not too bad though, because of the placement, I think, and I haven't had any problems at all with the healing, so I think that this person was right in saying that the snot is not gonna be bad for your piercing at all. So yeah, I'm really happy with this, and I can't wait to try some of the jewelry. I got some cool septum clickers and stuff. That's gonna be fun. I hope I didn't forget anything. If you guys have any more questions about this, you can always put it in the comments, or you can chat me up on facebook.com/the TezMania page. And you can also follow me on Instagram. That doesn't maybe do much for the chatting. Well, you can comment on my photos and stuff, but my alias there is TezMania TV. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!